taking you to interesting places and meeting up with some exciting movers and shakers in Africa is what today's episode is all about. I'm your host Namhla, right here on your favorite channel. Welcome to Hello Africa. Let's take a look at today's lineup. We enjoy some wine at the Wine Expo, which was held at the Coca-Cola Dome in Johannesburg. We also chat to San, who is the owner of the Indian restaurant All Things Spice, and enjoy a surprise visit with one of Africa's top presenters. That's Kanilma Bashman. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Hello Africa, and on today's segment we'll be bringing you a special that took place at the Coca-Cola Dome in Joburg, Southern Africa. We're at the Wine X Show, that's the wine show, and we'll be talking all things fine and wine. Stay tuned. I'm here with Andy. Andy, tell us about the name of your company. Welcome to Hello Africa, by the way.
Thank you very much, thank you. Name of the company is Nixon Wines, and we basically import wines from Chile and from Italy and sell them within South Africa.
Okay, before we get into that, what is it about wine and how did you get into the wine industry?
Well, I'm a chef by trade from the UK, and when I came over here, there wasn't too much work where I was looking to work at. And, you know, wine and food go together so well. So I just got into the wine industry, opened the business with my wife, and started exploring the wine industry. And it's a beautiful industry to be in.
And what do you like about the wine industry so far?
Every wine is different. Everything is different. Every wine farm is different. Every country is different. They're all different flavors, and every palate is different. So there's a wine for everybody out there, and that's what I love about it.
Okay, then tell us about this range of wine that we have in front of us.
Okay, what we've got in front of us is a farm called Conchia Toro, which is the 5th largest winery in the world. And they're also an official sponsor of Man United, the official wine at Old Trafford. So they're a big wine farm. They've opened an office in Cape Town, so they have presence within South Africa, which is to service the African market better. And they're in 25 countries in Africa alone, and 125 countries in the world. So
and how is the African continent finding this range of wine? How are we reacting to it?
No, very well, very well. Since I took over a couple of years ago, we've pushed nationwide with the Casalero del Diablo range into pick and pays all over the country, into macros. We're looking at ultras, Bacardi Rebels as well. And then in terms of the rest of Africa, Mozambique is really doing well.
I can imagine that.
Angola also, Nigeria. So yeah, it's quite well represented around the continent.
Okay, and then do you guys deal with wine that's made only in Africa, or are you just importing?
Yes, no, we have a couple of farms that from the Western Cape. Blue Crane in Torbach, it's a small family vineyard, and then Huppenberg in Stellenbosch as well, Simmersburg Paarl area. But then on top of the Conchitoro and the South African wines, we also bring in wines from Italy as well. Proseccos, strawberry sparkling wine called Fragolino, also available at Pick and Pay and Macro.
Okay, then for somebody like me, maybe I love my meat and I don't want anything too strong. What would you recommend? Maybe something white, something light, nothing red, and goes to the head fast.
Then maybe I'd go for the Trio Chardonnay blend. It's lighter, but because it's a blend, it's got 2 other varieties, Pinot Grigio and Pinot Blanc in as well. It gives a bit of complexity and something a bit different.
And what's your favorite in this range?
I would say my favorite's the Carmenere.
Why?
Purely because it's a variety that only really grows commercially in Chile. So it's like Chile's Pinotage in a way, and it's soft and smooth like a Merlot and spicy like a Shiraz. So it's sort of their marketing gimmick like Pinotage is for us over here.
Where to from here? What are your future plans?
Well, I'd like to see if we can get somewhere with Woolies, with Checkers, really push nationwide, and we're starting to look into restaurant groups, Emperor's Palace, Dega Group, you know, starting to look into more restaurants, and just try and build the brand further in the country. Your work is never done with wine. You can always do more and more, get people to know them, understand wine more, and if they taste Chilean wines, then they'll go and taste other South African wines, other Spanish wines. So it's a beautiful industry to be in.
Okay, I'm definitely liking that. After work, because I can't drink while I'm working, I'm definitely going to be trying this one, the white light one.
Sure, perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having a chat with us, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you. You too. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Okay, getting straight into it, we're having a whole lot of fun, and fortunately, I'm with one of the organizers who happens to be the editor of the online magazine Wine Extra.
Hi there.
Okay, you're wearing many hats. Tell us exactly what role you're playing in this whole show.
At the show, I am the communications manager, so I kind of oversee a lot of what we're doing right now and just make sure that everyone's happy. So, kind of a go-to person.
Okay, and how did the idea of this whole show come about?
The show started 7 years ago when the owners of the show decided that South Africa needed a platform that really gave the producer as well as the average consumer an opportunity to taste wines in a really fun environment.
Okay, and what's the whole idea of this whole thing? Is it only wine connoisseurs that are allowed to attend, or can ordinary folk like us come through and check it out?
Absolutely. Ordinary folk is exactly who we want. We believe strongly that the people who should attend wine shows are those who want to learn more and experience wine for what it is. Wine is not about connoisseurs, and we also strongly believe in demystifying what wine is all about. The more you're going to try the product and try different wines, different cultivars, different styles of wine, the more you're going to learn about exactly what you as the consumer enjoys to drink. So that's really what we believe. And here at the wine show, we have something for everyone, whether it's an expensive bottle of red or a really nice bottle of cheap and cheerful wine.
So a person like me, I know I like my wine, right? I come here and I say, I want what?
If you enjoy wine, if you know what you like, you start with what you like. It's always important. Start with a light. So start with your bubbly, move on to your white, and then on to your red or your fortified wines after that. So there's a definite pattern that you can follow. But if you want to learn a little bit more and experience something different, the nice thing about the wine show is we have a lot of boutique wineries. So you're going to find something that you're not necessarily going to find on your supermarket shelf. And that is really special. So you get to experience wines that you wouldn't necessarily get to experience anywhere else.
And then is it possible for a person to buy the wines, or is it just wine tasting?
What makes the wine show really special is that you can try the wines and buy them straight away. Whether you just want to buy one bottle, a case, or 6 cases and take them all home, you're very lucky to do so. We also have a fantastic sponsor in Dawn Wing, and they do a great service where they have a sip and ship. And as you buy wine throughout the show, you can just drop your wine off with them, and they can collect, and then you can collect it at the end of the day, and they'll even help you take it to your boot. Or otherwise, if there's too much for your boot, they'll deliver it 2 days later at a very small charge.
Wow, that's absolutely fantastic. So how often is this exhibition held?
The wine show is annually. Generally, we're looking at the first May in the first weekend in May at the Coca-Cola Dome. So yeah, we're here. We also do shows in Port Elizabeth. Our Port Elizabeth show will be taking place from 8 to 10 June, and we're starting a new show in Durban from the 23rd to 25th of November. We're also looking at various of the other provinces. The Free State is very high on our list of provinces to approach, and looking forward at expanding throughout the country.
All right, well, I'm already enjoying myself, and I just got here. I want to see what you guys have to offer. Thank you so much for chatting with us, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much for chatting to me. Take care.
Okay, guys, you heard it from one of the organizers, and we will be chatting to some more exhibitors and, of course, the people that attended the show. In the meantime, stay tuned for more. You're watching Hello Africa. Okay, guys, we're having fun at the wine show. I'm with flatmates Sarah and Lisa. Hello, guys.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
Oh, we're doing just fine. Thank you.
Okay, Sarah, tell me, how did you guys hear about the wine show?
Well, we heard it through one of the estates from Arendelle from Cape Town. So that's how we came out here with some good radio advertising as well. So we're out for a good weekend.
And Lisa, how are you finding the wine show so far?
Good. I must say my palate was quite clear for the first sort of 4 or 5 wines. And after that, it all just tastes like good fun to me. So, good.
And what are you liking most about the exhibition?
Just a variety of South African wines on show. Great food as well beside it. So we're really learning a lot, and it's just such fun.
Are you guys going to do this again next year?
Absolutely. Although I think I'll have a different strategy. Next time I might sort of be a little bit more strategic about going from bubbly to white and all the rest. This time it was just good fun and it was great.
Okay, right. Anything else you want to add?
No, we just encourage everyone to come out here. It's a great weekend. You can learn a lot, find some awesome wines at great prices, and it's just a great South African show. So it's a lot of fun.
I agree with you. I was looking at some of the price lists, and they're really reasonable.
They're extremely reasonable. It's better than what you'd get in the store. It's straight from the vineyards. Great quality South African wine, which is international award winning. It's awesome for the country, and it's great fun to be here.
I love that. What else do you want to add?
I think the other thing that's really special is that you actually get to meet the people who make this stuff. And I mean, they're so passionate and they're so friendly. And I really enjoyed that. I mean, it's been a personable experience, and I didn't expect that. So that was great.
Great to hear that. Okay, ladies, enjoy yourselves. Thank you for having a chat with us. And yeah, stay tuned. We'll be talking to some more people right here at the Dome in Johannesburg. And the show just keeps getting better and better. I am at one of my favorite food stands. I love olives to death.
Thank you. Cedric, welcome to Hello Africa.
Thank you very much. Lovely to be with you.
Tell me about this brand.
Olive is an olive brand that was established in 2004. It was basically a hobby of mine to start off with, which it developed over a few years into the brand that it is today. Which basically supplies the restaurant industry, the deli industry, the hotel industry. We are not into the mass market retail trade. We're in selected retail operations. We do a lot of the food markets, but our strength lies in the fact that we do and produce and cure olives in the old tried and tested way.
So when you say you do and produce olives, is it here in South Africa that they made?
Absolutely. All our olives come from 3 different farms, one in Paarl, one in Malmesbury, and one in Robertson. All the curing and the processing is done up here in Johannesburg. So basically or literally, the olives are picked off the tree within 24 to 36 hours. They're up in Joburg. We have a plant, a factory, call it that, here in Johannesburg, and we do all the processing up here in Joburg. All the bottling, all the labeling, all the processing, and everything is done by hand. So every single process, from the olive coming off that tree to it appearing in a bottle, ready for a retail operation or a deli, everything is done by hand, everything is done slowly, and in my opinion, the correct way to cure and produce olives.
That makes me so proud and so happy, hey, that everything is done here in Africa. Okay, how can people get a hold of your olives?
We have a website, which is on the card that I've given you. We have a permanent setup in Melrose Arch. We do a lot of the gourmet markets, like the Bluebird Market, also in Ilovo. Our olives are sold in virtually all the delis in Johannesburg, and people merely need to just go to our website in order to pick up the information, and we will obviously come back to them if there's anything specific that they want, or send. We have representation here in Johannesburg. We have people representing us here. We have representation in the Cape. And we will make certain that whoever contacts us through our website or through our email address is contacted immediately.
Okay, I'm very happy to hear that. I actually can't wait to taste your olives. It happens to be one of my favorites. Thank you so much for the chat, and we wish you all the best. You deserve it. You deserve it.
Opportunity, and enjoy the rest of the show, guys. It's a great show.
Thank you so much, Cedric. All right, guys, make sure that you get a hold of these guys and taste some great olives. I'm about to do that right now. Stay tuned for some more interviews taking place right here at the Dome. You're watching Hello Africa. know that food and wine go together, and that's why I'm talking to my main man here. Charles, how's it?
Hi there, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. Welcome to Hello Africa. Tell us about your stand and what you guys are doing at this year's exhibition.
Well, what we have is fresh organic sauces, 100% natural. We don't use any colorants, preservatives, or artificial flavoring. It's prime stuff. I mean, something exotic, something different, and there's hot and spicy, and there's something for everybody. So.
And how did this business start about? How did it come about?
Well, my wife and I have been producing this for friends and family for years, and then about a year ago they said to us, go commercially, get into the market, get into the property, and try it out. And we've been putting it out here. We joined the wine show last year, and we've had a great turnout, and they invited us back, and we couldn't resist. I mean, what a show this is. I mean, and yeah, we are, and we're doing our thing, and we're loving life, and we foodies, we chefs, and we caterers, and we enjoy food, and that's what we do.
Okay, so tell me more about your sauces. What type of sauces do you have here? Are they marinade sauces? How do you use them? Do you cook with them? Do you just eat with them, or what?
Well, they're actually very simple. I mean, the sauces can be used as marinades, as dressings, as vinaigrettes, so you can put them on whatever you want to do with them. I mean, if you go onto our website, it's very easy, tryhanesauces.co.za, and you can download a whole lot of recipes that you can experiment with. I mean, you can try the Asian sauce with noodles, you can have it as a marinade, or you can pour it over a salad. There's entirely a million and one things that you can do with it, so it's great.
Okay, then how are people reacting to your sauces?
Well, some are actually overjoyed that we're back this year. We haven't actually moved, we've been in Joburg ever since, but it's quite amazing the response and the feedback. I mean, and some of the people have never had it before find it amazing and fresh. I mean, and the fact that it's natural, it's healthy. We use fresh herbs, and there's no dried herbs or artificial. Like I said,
I'm going to ask you a very unfair question. Which one is your favorite sauce?
Okay, I would go for the harissa and my Asian sauce. Those are my two top. But a lot of people. Well, the harissa is like a very North African. It's spicy. It's hot. It almost personifies Africa. And Asian has got that very soya sauce, the ginger, the garlic, very Asian flavors, almost like you're eating sushi in your mouth, but without the fish.
Nice one. Okay, how do people get a hold of you? Just say that again for us.
If you go into our website, www.hanesauces.co.za, my email and my phone number is on the site.
Okay, right. I'm chilling with two gentlemen here who happen to be visiting the wine show. Hello, and welcome to Hello Africa.
Hi, nice to be on Hello Africa.
Hello, welcome to Hello Africa.
Well, it's also nice to be here as well. So.
Mutsi, tell me, how did you hear about the exhibition?
Well, in fact, last year there was something similar also at the Coca-Cola Dome. They also exhibit wines from around the country. So what they did is that they sent a message on Facebook saying that they'll be here around this time, first weekend of May. So that's how I got to hear about it.
The power of Facebook. Vusi, tell me, what are you liking about the show so far?
Well, I think I'm just liking the variety of the wines. It's actually my first time. I heard from him as well. It's been 2 months from him. I only got here like 2 months back. So from January, ever since in fact from February, ever since I got here, he's been telling me about the wine show throughout. So then I can, well, let me just come and experience it for myself. Well, I came. I'm not disappointed. I'm actually liking it.
And how are you liking the atmosphere?
Ah, beautiful, man.
What is beautiful, the wine or the women?
Well, it's just, the concoction, everything, the Rainbow Nation, we're talking black and white mixing together. That's what I always dream of for South Africa, everyone mixing, and also the wine itself and everything. It's just, it's just everything, the atmosphere.
So everything is flowing. What's your favorite so far? What have you tasted and liked?
Well, I'm a rosé kind of guy, so I've been all like with the Saints. So I've experienced everything from the Saints, but then I saw like 2 different wines from the Saints group as well, but that I've never tasted. So I kind of liked those. Anyway, well, I'm not into red wine so much. I just love rosé. I'm new into wine, so I don't know.
Well, thank you guys for chatting with us, and make sure that you don't go astray and find your cars and drive home safely.
We'll do that, don't worry.
Okay, bringing you some more interviews with the exhibitors at the Joburg Wine Show. And right now I'm about to chat to this very, very fine gentleman, Howard Boysen. Hello and welcome to Hello Africa.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Howard, tell us, who is Howard?
Well, actually, I'm the winemaker and owner of the brand Howard Boysen Wines. And yeah, I mean, I started small. I'm not quite a garagist. I need quite a big garage to handle all the wine. I've only got 3 wines in my range, and I started small.
How did you start?
Well, basically, I wanted to bring back some of the classic varietals. I worked in restaurants initially, and then I moved all the way to studying wine, did an internship after that, and then I started the brand whilst working as a sommelier in the evenings.
Wow, that's very, very interesting. Tell us, how easy or how difficult was it to get into winemaking?
Well, winemaking is quite a tough industry. The wine industry is tough because it's slightly competitive. It's very small, so everybody knows about everybody. So you need to select your style quite well. And my overall style, if you look at all 3 of my wines, it's fresh and vibrant. But I took classic varietals and trying to bring it back to people and make them understand that South Africa does have excellent wines out there.
Tell us about your 3 brands of wine.
Basically, I started with one being a Weiser Riesling in a more Germanic style, almost say. So slightly off dry, a lot of minerality and concentration from the Karoo. After that, in my second vintage, I quadrupled in volume and I brought out 2 more, being a dry style Riesling and a Cinsault, also a classic old red varietal in the base of South African wine.
And what are the highs and lows of having your own label, your own wine label?
Well, every day is a high because every day is different and challenging, and there's a lot happening and there's a lot of opportunities and things to look out for. But yeah, the lows, maybe, nah, there's no lows. Maybe the lack of sleep, but I'll make up for that a bit later. So no lows.
And how did you get involved in this exhibition?
Well, I attended last year's event with only 1 wine and sharing a stand. This year I thought, let me go solo, have my own stand. Now I have 3 wines in my range. And well, I saw the Johannesburg market is quite big. It's a market that consumes a lot of wine, even more than the Cape Towners.
You lie.
Not at all. They think they know everything about wine, but actually Johannesburg is the actual consumers thereof. So I love this type of festivals. You interact with your customers and the guests immediately, and hopefully build a following for the years to come.
Okay, tell me, what is this that I'm about to taste right now?
Well, that is the first one I've ever made, the Riesling, 2010 vintage, and I'm not going to prompt you with too much flavors and what you should be able to taste. I'd much rather that you do it yourself and see what all the fuss is all about.
Okay. All right, guys, this is Chantal. Hello, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. I hear you've been here since 12 o'clock during that day, and you are still standing.
That's totally right.
Have you not been sampling the wines?
I have. I've tried all of them as we're going along, but we have a few breaks in between. We have some meals, and we're all doing good.
Okay, that's the secret. Some meals and taking breaks.
Yes, and because I've tried it all out in Cape Town quite a few times before, you know, we kind of experts at these things.
You guys are into this, right? So how are you finding Joburg? How long have you been in the site for?
I've actually only been here since January, so I'm very new to Joburg. So this is my first wine expo in Joburg. So I'm quite impressed, actually. I've got to be honest with you.
Thank you. We know how to host these things.
I totally thought Joburg didn't have a clue. So I'm really quite impressed with this whole thing.
And what are you liking about the exhibition so far?
I'm liking the fact that there's quite a bit of variety and there's so many different wines and things to taste, and the fact that they have the cheeses and the wines and everything to go with it. It's really, really good.
And why would you recommend people come to the show next year?
Well, because of the wine. I mean, come on. Why else would you want to come here? Good-looking people, lots of wine, some cheese to taste. I mean, come on. No other reason.
The way she says cheese, I just want to go have that. I don't care where that stand is. Jen is going to find it for us. Thank you so much, Chantal. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, stay tuned for some more fun right here at the Wine Show. Okay, guys, we are having so much fun at the Wine Show right here in Joburg at the Dome. Okay, who do I have standing right next to me?
Chris.
Chris from where?
Complex, but I'm gonna go ahead and say in Joburg.
Okay, fine.
That's what you say, but I'm gonna say Joburg.
Chris, how did you hear about the Joburg Wine Show?
I can't actually recall. Compu tickets, mailbox.
Is it? And so far, I can see you having a whole lot of fun. What are you liking about the show itself?
Coming from Stellenbosch, I must just say, it's a home away from home. It's been quite nice. You know, you have all the vineyards coming together. You stuck in this place called Joburg. That's
yeah, Joburg is fun. Joburg is fun.
It is good. But I've recently moved and settling in as one can. But this is great. This brings Stellenbosch and Constantia and the likes together, which is lovely. It's to me a home away from home.
Okay.
Quite nice.
A nice one. And what are you looking forward to so far? Are you leaving or are you still staying?
Well, it's
I can see you all stocked up. We've got a whole lot of stock here.
Oh, right. No, it's been a couple hours. We'll do a quick roundabout.
And your favorite wine?
I'm going to have to say Beyerskloof. I'm going to have to.
Beyerskloof from where? Cape Town.
Beyerskloof, Stellenbosch, Pinotage. I'm going to have to.
Okay, and how are you loving the environment?
It's good. Good mix. Lovely mix of vineyards. And the people, I'm coming across, like I'm bumping into old varsity students and bumping into people I haven't seen in years. It's nice.
So it's a good thing you came here.
It is.
Welcome back to it. You're watching Hello Africa. Let's head on over to a little Indian restaurant called All Things Spice. Enjoy. We're coming to you from All Things Spice, and we're lucky enough to get an interview with the owner, San. Now, San, welcome to Hello Africa, and thank you so much for hosting us.
Thank you, Namshla. Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's get straight into it. How did the idea of All Things Spice come about?
Actually, it's a very funny idea. We tried out, I've been going through many different ideas over the last 2 or 3 years. And I tell you what, we were just driving in here, okay, and we saw this spot. And I looked at my wife and I said, you want to try? And she said, yeah, let's go for it. And you know, having lived here for about ±5 years, it was very difficult to get spices in this area, especially good Indian spice or good Indian curry as well. So the concept actually is to bring Durban Indian curry and spice to Johannesburg so that they can experience our culture and get the real taste of Durban here.
And how long was the process of getting the shop together?
I tell you what, it was actually quite quick, hey? It took us about 3 weeks, yeah? And we had a lot of help from family, friends, and also business, you know, other vendors and stuff. But we managed to put it together quite quickly. We went into business from November, okay? Business has grown quite nicely from there. Obviously, as people get to know you, they start shopping with you as well. And yeah.
So how do you get your spices?
Okay, we have the different types of masalas, your mother-in-law, etc. Those kind of things. You're smiling. Yeah, those are the names people know. And then your whole grains, your dals, your basmati rices and grains and those kind of things. Yeah.
Now, is there anything else you sell in the shop besides the spices?
Yeah, well, from the spices thing, we also said, bringing the taste of Durban to Joburg, we decided to open up the kitchen as well. So we're keeping our lines pretty clean. So it's not going to be, the whole range of Indian cuisine, yeah. So we're just keeping it like your mutton curries, your chicken curries, your rotis, bunnies,
Nice
rices, those kind of things. Yeah. But if you would like other stuff, then yes, you can phone in, place an order, and we'll have it ready for you.
Tell us about the highs and lows of owning such a business.
I'll tell you, the highs of it is actually, it puts you in a space where, you know, you feel charged. You know, you want to do more, you want to get involved. And it's not only about making money, but it's also making a difference in the people's lives that you actually employ and the people around you as well. Like I said, you know, bring the culture, you know, Indian culture to Johannesburg as such. I think that's the highs for me.
Okay. All right.
The lows, I would say, you know, is time, you know. With having to work and have the business and being involved in other things as well, you have less time. So, you know, you really need to plan yourself.
So how do you guys deal with that with your wife and the kids as well?
Well, with the help of her mum, who's managing our shop.
Oh, yes.
And she's the cook, an awesome cook, imported from Durban, you can imagine.
That's right.
So yeah, so, you know, she loves cooking, she loves being in the kitchen. So I said, let's use that talent in something like this. And people are liking it, they love her cooking. So that gives me my time with my family as well.
Do you guys cater for parties or corporate functions?
Yes, we do. Like I said, you know, people call in the orders. So we do intimate home functions. So if you're having a dinner party with a few friends and that, we can do curries or biryanis or whatever that you want. And office, you know, functions, so meetings, and that kind of, or even regular parties, tea parties, those kind of things as well.
Any advice that you have for people that would like to own their own businesses?
I would say, you know, if you have an idea, go with it. You know, try and live it through. And go with something that you think that you're good in. Spices is not my thing, but it's business that's my thing. You know, it's acquisition, it's being out there speaking to people and doing business. That's my thing. So that's how you make it real. So get involved and, you know, take charge of it.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, well, look, if you want to contact us, you can get us at allthingsspice at live.com or 082 575 3396.
Sam, thank you so much for hosting us, and we wish you all the best.
And thank you for your time.
There you had it. We had a lovely chat with Sam, the business owner of All Things Spice. You can locate this place. It is at the North Riding Square, just off Malibongwe on Bel Air Street. And up next, we'll be speaking to the well-known and well-loved presenter, Kanilma Bashman. Stay tuned. You're watching Hello Africa. Hello Africa, we're coming to you from All Things Spice, and I've got my girl, my colleague, superstar, fantastic lady here, Kanilma Bashman, presenter, newsreader, actress, entrepreneur, whatever you can think about, this girl can do it. We'll be chatting with her and afterwards enjoying some mutton curry and roti, doing it the Indian way. You know how we do it. Let's get straight into the interview. Kanilma, thank you so much for taking time off your busy schedule and accommodating us. Welcome to Hello Africa.
Wow. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, let's get straight into it. Tell us about growing up in PE.
I've been in Johannesburg for 6 years full now. I moved here 2006 in February, and everything before that about Kanalma has been PE based. Okay. I think I had a lovely childhood. Very loving mother, very caring mother, very close-knit family. There's 4 siblings. I'm one of 4, and I'm the youngest of the 4. Yeah, so it was a quite beautiful, clean, sincere, and just pure experience growing up in PE. Very nice.
So you're the spoiled one, eh? I can imagine being the last one. All right, so what did you study after matric?
I went to PE Technikon, which is now called the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University, and I studied journalism. Yeah, I wanted to become a news reporter / broadcaster / this and that and that. And this is where I ended up.
And from journalism, how did you get into TV?
When I was studying journalism, actually in 2005, there was a lecturer of mine, Mrs. Roet, I'll never ever forget her. We're writing a test. In the middle of the test, she scribbled something on the board, and it was about auditions. Firstly, in PE, we know nothing about auditions. Yeah. Like, things like that don't happen in PE. But she wrote this down, the auditions happening at the Boardwalk, which is a Sun International Consortium, which is a casino, at the Boardwalk Center, which is called the Boardwalk Casino. And they were looking for PJs. So I went to after the test. I was like, Mrs. Ruitz, it sounds interesting, but I don't know what it means. Tell me about it. She's like, no, they're basically looking for people to walk around the floor for a couple of hours just to tell the people that are there what's happening in and around the casino. And I was like, well, I've got a nice voice and I think I'm quite confident and eloquent. I can do that. So I went to these auditions and I met a gentleman called Pedro Megos and a lady called Gina, and they were from here, Johannesburg. And they had people, PJs, people like me that they were looking for all across the country. And all these people literally did was walk around the floor for 4 hours, hosting draws, giving away cars and cash and houses. And it just seemed like fun when they were explaining it. And I was like, well, I've got a pretty nice personality. I can relate to people. I can tell them about everything that's happening around the casino. And I did that. And I did that for 5 years. But in my second year, I decided P is too small for me. My personality is too big. I'm too loud. I want to do more, you know, I want to do more. And there honestly weren't any opportunities. I mean, I'd always sat at home and I'd watch TV and I'd see all these pretty girls presenting on TV, but I'd be like, girl, you're pretty, but I can do a much better job than you, you know? So I asked them about it, Pedro and Gina, that the opportunities of all these people that I'm seeing on TV, I can't do that here, you know, what are your thoughts? They're like, well, we actually have an agency where we represent actors and performers in Johannesburg, so if you're ever interested and if you're ever that side, you're welcome to sign up with us, which was a catch-22 situation where they have this agency, but I've got my job in PE with them, and in order to try out my luck in PE, I'll have to quit my job that side, you know? I don't have any family. I don't know anyone in Johannesburg. I'm still studying. It is very, you know, but I sat my mom down and I said, you know what? I love you for every single opportunity that you've afforded me. I think I learned everything I needed to know in journalism in my first year. I'm wasting your money if I go back, because I honestly don't want to. I've never been an academic. I've always been a creative, you know. I've always loved earning. I've always loved working. I'm a proper through and through independent girl. So I asked her politely and nicely, and I was praying as I was speaking to her, will you please allow me to go to Johannesburg? And surprisingly to me, she was like, if you promise to finish with your schooling, I'll let you go. Wow. And I was like, wow, yay, mommy. So I came to Johannesburg, signed up with the agency, and yeah, here I am. Nice.
Let's get to the question that everybody's been wanting me to ask you. How did you get into 20-something? And how was your experience there?
20-something was actually one of those projects that I was blessed to have the opportunity of doing a couple of years after I got to Johannesburg, because luckily for me, and I think I was just at the right place at the right time when I started my first TV show in 2007 on SABC2, which was called Each One Teach One, at 6 in the morning on a Saturday. Nobody ever watched it other than my mom, my brothers, and my sister, and myself. But 20-something came a few years after that. It was a presenter search, actually. They were looking for a presenter. I don't know if replacing you is the right term to use. But they were looking for a female presenter to co-host the show. And I was amongst the top 10 that they liked of the girls that came through to the auditions. I mean, there were hundreds of girls. And I just felt so blessed to have that opportunity, and for the directors and producers and the public to trust me with such a show, because you were brilliant in that show. Kudos, girl. And that show was a lifestyle show, something like a Top Billing now, but for the younger viewers. It was a lifestyle show for younger viewers.
And I must say you did a brilliant job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Moving along from 20-something, another ETV program, how did you get into Forgive and Forget?
Forgive and Forget was the more recent show that I did, and that is completely different to anything I'd ever done. And I had no visions of doing, firstly, reality, secondly, a show that big. It had such a large scope in that you have to connect with the viewers. You have to connect with the people you're interviewing. You have to try help them find solutions with the problems they bring to you.
For you emotionally?
It was an experience and a half. I mean, when you're a presenter, when you're good, you can do any show. The subject matter of the show is what you can just be taught. You know, when you call yourself a presenter, you can do anything. You can be a news presenter, sports presenter, lifestyle show presenter, reality TV presenter. So that side of things is taken care of, because I've always been the confident girl that says, I'm a good presenter, you know. But getting a show like that and having to take over for 2 seasons from a lady who'd been doing it for over 5 years, 5 seasons, getting the viewers to get used to a new face, a new personality, and a new way of, you know, how I'm going to respond to the people. It was a good experience. I grew a lot in that show. I grew a lot. It was difficult. You know, you know this. You've been in the game for forever. You know that when you do a show, you get in there, you do your thing. As soon as the director says cut, that's it. You leave everything there. Exactly. With that show, I went in with that attitude. But on so many, I'm getting emotional now. On so many occasions, it was so hard to just be like, yourself. You know, okay, this is where I'm leaving it. Okay, it's been fun, because some of the stories were just too emotional, you know, and you couldn't help but get involved. You couldn't help but feel sorry for the victim or the person that's writing in. It was just, it was a different but a beautiful experience, and I loved the opportunity, and I saw myself grow in that show.
Tell us about your experience at the Lotto show.
Lotto, I was the Lotto girl, showing you the Lotto numbers. I did the live Lotto draws and the Lotto game show with a hilarious comedian, Mark Banks, one of the most renowned comedians in this country. That was great. It was fun. It was exciting. It was live TV to millions of people. I would walk down the street, like to the garage by my house, and people are like, ooh, get Lotto girl. What are the numbers? And I'd be like, don't you think if I knew the numbers, I'd be playing them myself? I wouldn't give them to you, like, hello. But that was nice. That was beautiful. But like, as with any job in the industry, you know, contracts come and contracts go, and you move on to the next thing. So,
I know you've got a love for sports. Tell us about that.
Love for sports. I actually did a sports show on Soweto TV, 2 hours live. It was nice. It was brilliant. Right now, I've got a contract with the SABC. They've been so good to me, touch wood, throughout the years. I've got a contract with them. I'm one of their official Black English voices, and I voice all the sporting program for SABC Sport. And you can hear my voice every single day on all the SABC commercial stations. Well done. Yeah.
Okay, I know we've seen you in Generations and some other programs. Tell us about yourself as an actor.
I had a couple of cameos on Generations. I did Jacob's Cross for a bit. That's something else I'm trying to get into. We'll see what happens with that. I'm actually trying to tap into other avenues other than entertainment, you know, because as you know, with entertainment, it's so fickle, this industry. You're hot today, tomorrow there's another hot girl. So you can't rely on just entertainment. You have to find other avenues, firstly to create revenue for yourself so you can sustain yourself as an artist, and just to keep yourself, you know, busy so your mind doesn't stagnate, or you don't stagnate or get bored. So I've recently just started a business. I sell hair. Girls, call me. I sell hair. I import hair from various countries. I've just opened a company with a good friend of mine, Talita Ndima, who's a renowned actress in this country. And we've got an actors and performance management company called Kaleidoscope Artists. So I'm trying to just groom more talent, fresh faces in South Africa, so they too can represent in the South African entertainment industry.
Well done. We wish you all the best. Thank you so much for having a chat with us. And thank you. And we wish you all the best.
Wow. Thank you so much for having me. It was an absolute pleasure. I greatly appreciate the opportunity.
That's right. There you had it, the pretty lady, Kanelma Bashman. Looking forward to her growing career. This girl is absolutely going places. Right now, we're about to enjoy some mutton curry and some roti prepared with love right here at All Things Spice. Stay tuned for more. This is Hello Africa. Now what we're going to do Well, unfortunately, that's all we had time for on today's episode of Hello Africa. Make sure that you send us your thoughts, your comments, your suggestions to helloafrica@onejohn54media.com. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your viewing and take care of yourselves. Adios.